Everyone knows that excess consumption of sugar causes type 2 diabetes, but does your body respond the same way with artificial sweeteners as it does with sugar, or are sweeteners the miracle fix for a sweet tooth? The quick answer, yes and no. It's Nick from Food Meets Science, and today I'm going to do a deep dive into this topic for all my amazing viewers because at the end of the day, I want you to live a long, happy, and healthy life. I want to give you a general understanding of what sugar does to the body and how diabetes comes about because then everything else will make sense. So when you eat something with sugar in it, your pancreas releases insulin to make sure the glucose in the sugar gets to where it's needed, like your muscles and your brain, etc. But having insulin in your blood for long periods of time can cause long-term health problems like obesity, reproductive issues like polycystic ovary syndrome, and in some cases, cancer. It's only meant to be there when you eat sugar, and even then only in small amounts, otherwise your body gets used to it. When that happens, you get a condition called type 2 diabetes, which means when you eat sugar next time, your insulin won't work as well, your pancreas will produce lots of it to compensate for it not working well, so your blood will be a swimming pool for insulin and sugar, which won't make things good for you in the long term. That's why diabetics need to pay really close attention to how much sugar they eat day to day. So many people who have diabetes substitute sugar for artificial sweeteners. Let's get a basic understanding of what sweeteners are and how they're made. The two most common artificial sweeteners are aspartame and sucralose, not to be confused with sucrose because sucrose is refined sugar. The little white granules you get in a bag are sucrose. You'll find these sweeteners on the ingredient list of most no added sugar or sugar-free items in the grocery store. Aspartame is composed of two amino acids, aspartic acid and phenylalanine, which are made by fermenting certain bacteria, making it 200 times sweeter than sugar. It's used mainly in diet drinks, sugar-free gum, and desserts, and it's usually what you get in tabletop sweeteners with brand names of Equal and NutraSweet. Sucralose is refined sugar with chlorine added to it. So in a lab, scientists replace 3 chemical parts of sugar with chlorine atoms, making it 600 times sweeter than sugar. This is used in baked goods, beverages, chewing gums, frozen desserts, and sold under the brand name Splenda. According to research, aspartame doesn't cause an insulin response because when you eat it, it's broken down back into the 2 amino acids it was made of, which your body knows aren't related to sugar. Sucralose, on the other hand, does cause an insulin response because of the way it reacts with your sweet taste receptors in your mouth and in your stomach, which in turn signals your pancreas to send out insulin. When the insulin gets to your bloodstream, there's no extra sugar for it to move. So what's the problem? Well, the small amount of glucose that's already in your blood is being managed by your pancreas. Everything was balanced until you popped a sucralose. Now all of a sudden there's a sudden influx of insulin which comes along and swipes the already low amount of glucose in your blood, causing a condition called hypoglycemia. When you have diabetes, hypoglycemia can lead to a coma and eventually death. The good news, if you can call it that, is when you are obese, your body is less likely to produce an insulin response to sucralose. But even if you're fit and healthy, over time your body gets used to sucralose and eventually learns that it's not real sugar you're consuming, so the pancreatic response dies down.